All right, let's go for it. Oops. Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be your host for this episode, and my name is Bill, and we are very bored. So we decided it's time to interview Liam. So Liam is our son, and the only way we could get him to do this is if we do it Hot Wings interview style. So who do we have?
I'm Vicki.
I'm Liam.
Yep. And you can tell how motivated he is. So we are doing this as a tribute to one of Liam's favorite shows on YouTube, and it is called Hot Wings. And Hot Ones with Hot Wings. And we are going to be going through essentially season 8 with a couple added extras that are not terribly hot. I will be doing questions. Vicki will be answering some questions, and Liam will be answering all questions. So hopefully you'll enjoy this, and we will talk to you later. All right, so here we go. We're starting with the one that we use in our house, classic hot sauce, Pete's, Texas Pete's, 1,800 Scovilles. What?
I like how you say we. You don't use any hot sauce.
Oh, 747. 747. Sorry. 747.
747.
So we're under 1,000. So everybody start going.
Right over here, huh?
Start at number 1.
Right.
If you start at the other end, you'll know real fast.
I like Texas Pete's.
Brought to you
everything
by Tom's. Not really, but we'll be using them shortly. All right, so Liam, how did you get your racing itch / bug?
Like, how did I originally start?
Yes.
Well, it kind of started when you took me to, what was it, the international race?
Pocono.
Yeah. So we went up there, and then we raced the, what do we have at the time? The GTI and the 86, right?
Yes.
And it's a really good hot sauce. I just want to keep eating it.
Okay.
But,
we're going to have more hot sauce, so you can hold out.
I can wait. But we ended up going there, and when we first started, we had 8 inches of rain. Was it 8 or was it 9 that we had originally?
We had a lot of rain.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain. We had a monsoon through the track, but I could tell that even though I enjoyed driving in conditions, which people were saying were probably the worst that they had driven in a long time, that was kind of a sign that I would enjoy it. If I was able to enjoy it on some of their worst days, then I couldn't imagine like coming back, being able to go pretty much 100% rather than what did we do, like 60? Because our cars just couldn't even grip after a while.
So do you not like racing in the rain?
I do like racing in the rain. It kind of was able to balance out some of the cars, overpowered cars with like,
yes, we were both
hundreds
passing
and hundreds of horsepowers. Yes, we were passing Corvettes with
easily
less than 200 horsepower.
Yep, it was quite fun.
It was fun.
So Vicki, what are your earliest memories of Liam with cars?
Oh,
Hot Wheels.
Oh boy.
Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels. His first word was truck.
Yep.
And then we actually created lots and lots and lots of Hot Wheels ramps into our house. We actually had it going from one level all the way down to another level and hit the bottom and then go up over a planter. And yeah, our lives surrounded by Hot Wheels.
Yep. Liam's first car was?
With a little VW Bug.
Little electric VW Bug.
Yes.
I remember that.
One of those tiny tykes bugs.
I remember that.
Yep.
All right. Our next sauce is
What we got?
original Anchor Bar buffalo sauce.
Into your camera.
It is 1,800 Scovilles. So we're doubling. Don't have to wait.
You first, don't matter.
Same. This is supposed to be from the bar in Buffalo where Buffalo Wings got their name because, as we all know, buffaloes do not fly.
Doesn't really taste that much different.
Not really.
It probably isn't.
Mm-mm.
All righty. Liam, your racing history, goals, and dreams.
Racing history?
Yep.
How so?
What
What have you done?
done?
What have I done?
Yes.
Is it bad that I already feel this one?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
It's not bad for me though.
Like I feel it. It's not bad, but like I can tell it's there.
Has a little after kick.
It took a second.
Yeah.
But
Kind of bit.
I'm not sure the numbers on any of them. How many times that we've
What races have you raced in?
raced in? Well, multiple Lemons races.
Yes.
One lucky dog race.
Yes.
And then many HPDEs and race classes, I think. Am I forgetting anything?
Evo school.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a little more than a normal racing school, I would say. And what was the other parts?
Any goals or dreams, tracks, series?
A long time ago, I wanted to be a rally driver as a full profession because there aren't many opportunities for pro drivers above 5'5".
Yeah.
So rally was kind of like the one thing I could be like, all right, maybe I have a shot, but that's kind of just a pipe dream or something fun.
Okay.
But goals would probably be at some point having a Lemons team and beating you guys would be fun.
Okay. Any tracks?
See, we did Watkins Glen, and that was one of the big ones that I wanted to do. But you guys ended up swiping Laguna Seca from underneath my legs and going and doing that.
That doesn't mean we can't go back.
I'm saying, but you did it on your own. So next time we go back, you're already ahead. You're already one track time ahead of me. So
It's just normal for me to be ahead of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot. Hundreds and hundreds of go-kart races before I could do any form of legal racing.
Sure.
That's your fault.
That is my fault. I did my fatherly duties.
What were we at, like 300 something to do 2 races that I've beaten you in? And those are very recent.
I think it's 1, but that's okay.
No, it's 2.
All right, fine.
I remember that part.
All right.
You remember your wins. I got mine.
I can't even count all of mine.
Shut
So,
up.
Vicki, thoughts on training a young driver for street or race? Good idea, bad idea, pluses, minuses?
I think it's a very good idea.
Why?
One reason is that we got Liam involved in brakes early.
What is that?
Brakes is a class that you can take. It's a course that you can take for young drivers, and it parallels their driver's ed. And what it does is it teaches children who are learning how to drive how to control a car versus just drive a car. And I think that is extremely important on learning how to do that. Also, when they go about learning how to control the car, they'll be put in scenarios of learning, they'll put googly goggles on, so they'll learn to feel what drunk drivers feel like, or drunk driving.
Googly goggles?
Is that what they're called?
They're called drunk goggles.
Drunk goggles. And then, or they'll put slicks on the tires so they know what it feels like to drive on ice. They'll have them drive in and out of cones.
PVC slicks, you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, slicks would be sticky.
Right. So they cover the tires.
Yeah.
I personally haven't been there, but we can actually, we should do a podcast with him.
We could.
Yeah, that would be really
Brakes
great.
is an acronym. It's B.R.A.K.E.S. It was started by a drag racer who lost his 2 sons in a traffic accident. So he tried to make that not happen. So he gets a whole bunch of his friends who are racers, professional racers of all different types. And he also gets special forces, CIA, FBI, people who know high performance driving and are trained in it. And they teach things. And Liam, I think, enjoyed that and learned it quite a bit.
That was one of my favorite ones and one of my earliest ones. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah.
They showed that one of the little bonus things that I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
one of the little bonus things that they threw in was like the I don't know if you remember when they had the tractor trailer just parked there so you could see how much visibility they had. You would assume that they don't have a lot because they're in a big truck,
right?
Really small, but like they really don't have a lot. You can't see the thing.
But I like the idea of it because teaching a child or a teenager car control versus just being behind the wheel and driving from point A to point B, I find to be very, very valuable. Also, training them to be on a racetrack. Yes, it's a little bit scary, but at the same time, they can actually wait and get their yayas out on the racetrack versus doing it on the street. And even if it's regularly just an HPDE, or if it's an autocross, if you do those things, just have your kids saving. They learn better car control, and they just won't be an idiot on the road because they'll know how.
They'll be less of an idiot.
Yeah, well, they'll learn what not to do and how dangerous it can be, understanding all the safety gears and all the safety that's required in the vehicle.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Our next one at 2,200 Scoville units is Sriracha. Obviously, fairly popular in the house.
This is actually my first time eating sriracha
Really?
on chicken.
Yeah.
Like I've never had it. I've had it with like beef and stuff.
I've never had it.
These are all pretty mild.
It's
So far.
it's a slow taper.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, I win.
I'm doing my best to eat everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I'm not going to be able to hold up to that, like
That's
past a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
You can show off early.
To be fair,
Mm-hmm.
the only ones I'm really afraid of are those last two.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Those are the ones I'm anticipating being actually pretty bad.
Okay. Are you guys feeling anything yet?
Not really.
A little bit.
Tiny bit. All right.
It's
Very
got a
good.
good flavor to it.
It's got a good beat. You can dance to it. I'll give it
Yeah,
a.
it got a little bit of a
Okay.
tingle.
All right. That was Sriracha. So, Liam, on our team, what are your areas of responsibility? Or since you're a teenager, what are your areas of irresponsibility?
You kind of bestowed upon me the honor of being basically the only mechanic we have in the state, other than being at a race.
I did not bestow it upon you.
Well,
It is
you
a
didn't bestow
statement.
it upon me, but you have.
It is a statement of fact.
Yeah,
Do you want me
Essentially.
fixing things?
it would be amazing if you learned how to do brake pads or an oil change or
Fine.
something. But I am.
I'm not allowed to use tools.
Yeah, that's a good point. If it's a power tool, you're really not allowed to use it. We've
Nope.
seen you do those in the past. That's a story for another podcast.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
But I'm basically responsible for most of the mechanical things on this end.
I can't.
Oh my! Sriracha's defeating me. This is not good.
This is not good.
This is not
Mhm.
good.
It does have a little bite at the end.
Yeah, it's only right in the back of my throat to the point that it tickles. That's the only place I'm feeling it so far.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
So
I'll wrap it up. The only things I do around here are mostly belts and mechanical things on the cars.
Harnesses.
Yes,
Harnesses.
better
Okay.
word for it.
Okay. Miss Vicki, what are the pluses and minuses to having teens on a racing team?
Oh, it's like nailing Jello to a wall. Herding cats.
We're that easy to look after, huh?
Yeah.
It's not a matter of looking after you. It's a matter
No,
of finding you.
it's trying to keep focus. Focus is very difficult for the kids, and trying to keep them channeled into one direction. It's, kindergartners running around, and especially when they have girlfriends, it's tough.
Yes.
I feel like that was directed at somebody.
Nope.
Oh no,
Just you.
no.
Just me.
All right. So moving on, we have our next sauce. It is Angry Goat Peppers Hippy Dippy Green,
Nice.
which comes in at, let me scroll back up. Sorry, I have it in two different spots.
What am I looking at?
2,300 Scoville units. So it should be slightly hotter
Okay.
than your sriracha.
This one I was interested in because this one had.
Did you try it yet?
This one had the kiwi in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I only snuck a taste of one of these.
We'll get to that one.
She's coming up. That's interesting. What was in this again?
I don't know. It's behind the computer.
Avocado and kiwi.
Yeah.
And goat pepper.
I feel like it needs more sauce.
You're the one who sauced them.
I'm
We
tasting
have
it.
stuff here. We can use these bottles. They're real.
Go ahead, dab it.
Do some dab. So for those of you at home making fun of me, I tap out a little past ketchup. I can get the barbecue sauce on a good day. So I'm going to be augmenting the
Here, dab it.
questioning.
Me.
Yeah.
Give him a puddle.
I just demolished this thing.
Oh, shoot. I thought there was a tip on it.
No,
All right. Come on.
I'll do it if you want. Like,
Come
I
on.
mean,
Dab it.
Dab it. Yabba, dabba, do.
Ooh. Yeah, good flavor.
yeah, I tasted it
If
already.
you put some on the wing, it tastes even better.
Yeah, I told you it tastes good.
Yeah. I like that.
All right, so
Yeah,
2
good
thumbs
flavor.
up from Garage Heroes in Training. I would do it, but I don't have any thumbs,
Mm.
which is probably why they
I've
don't.
never had a wing sauce that tastes like salsa, but like it's good.
I think we're going to have to dab
Okay.
a little bit.
All right.
On
feel
some of
free.
the thinner ones, I will. It don't
Yeah.
matter to me.
All right.
Oh, it's got a little kick.
Really, it's not that bad.
So Liam, we've done your training history.
Yes.
We've done your racing history.
Mhm.
What do you think? It's the good, bad, and the ugly.
What?
What do you think? Good, bad, and the ugly about your training for driving and racing. What did we do well? What would you recommend? What did we do poorly? We only have a couple hours.
Interesting. Well, that's a lot to think about. I know. Say the question again.
Your
Good, bad, and the ugly.
good,
for,
bad, and the ugly for how your driver training has gone.
Like, what's one good thing?
Yeah. If one of your friends' parents said, "Hey,
I think
what should we
that-
do? What shouldn't we do?" and tell us a scary story.
I think that
Or
I still think that brakes is one of the better things
Okay.
that we've done.
breaks.
Mhm.
I think brakes is quite good.
Okay.
It's enjoyable and you learn a whole lot from it.
Especially early.
Bad? There wasn't a whole lot bad, other than you wanting to test something on the Mustang.
He wanted to.
What did he do?
He wanted to test the turbo.
I was asleep. I just woke
Everybody
up to a
was asleep.
smashed windshield.
Everybody was asleep.
How did that have anything to do with your training of driving?
You're a bad influence?
All right, fine. Can't deny that.
We can go back to the chainsaw in Connecticut. That's
Anything?
Another...
Let's stay with driving, shall we? We can do these stories later.
All right.
Anything ugly? Training.
Hmm.
We're going to do racing next, by the way.
Ugly in training. I didn't really have a concept of how much grip you lost in a monsoon on our first time of trying to race on Pocono Raceway. And I
do now.
I do now, because I ended up coming off of what is essentially the straightaway, which is more the bend at Pocono.
Mhm.
And
You just went straight.
I hit the brakes and it felt like I didn't at all and just kept on going.
Mhm.
As far, basically through 3 rows of cones, not too far from a wall, I'm pretty sure. And then
No, you were far from
back
the wall.
onto it. I don't remember.
You were in mud, though.
I could barely even see. That was one of the scarier things too. I didn't
Lee-
understand how little I could see until
Hey.
we were driving back.
Hey, when was the first time you ever went 100 miles an hour?
Where was the first? Was it there?
Yeah. So your first time doing 100
Yeah.
was at a racetrack with it raining an inch or 2 an hour.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And it wasn't even on. It wasn't even
Father
on.
of the year.
It wasn't even on. It wasn't even on a straightaway, if I remember right. It was on the bend.
So
Hitting 100 drifting for the first time is definitely a interesting experience.
So Vicki, when we took Liam to Pocono, do you remember what we had to do in order to get him to Pocono?
Oh, yeah, I know where this is going.
No.
Well, he only had a permit,
Remember?
which means he couldn't drive the car to the track by himself.
Okay. Why don't you fill that story in? Because I don't remember it.
Were
I was
you
sleeping.
Were you there?
No.
So Vicki had to drive down
Oh, yeah.
in Liam's car. I drove my car, and my mother drove down parallel, so Vicki didn't have to stay there the entire day watching, and then vice versa on the way back.
So I
is
remember
way
I
before-
needed a valet.
Yeah.
Basically, I needed a valet myself
Yes,
by having you in the passenger seat
yes.
all the way to the racetrack, and
Yes.
then
But you couldn't drive illegally with your permit. You couldn't drive by yourself.
yeah, it was weird. I wasn't allowed to drive on the roads, but I was allowed to
Do 100 miles an hour.
do
in the rain.
100 miles an hour sideways.
Yeah.
So,
Job well done.
very much.
All right. Our next sauce is, what do we have?
What are we looking at?
Oh, we already did the patios, right?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We stopped the
Patio
Tippy
portion.
dip.
Our next one from the hot ones is a hot pepper, garlic, grapefruit, onion, carrot patios potion.
Say grapefruit.
Grapefruit. I did say grapefruit.
So we're dabbing
And
these.
this
I
one
think a
says
tiny bit because they're glazed lightly.
8.8.
8.8.
8,800 Scovilles. So this one is 4 times, roughly, almost 4 times hotter than the last
It
one.
tastes of vinegar.
Okay. I don't taste anything. Give it the. Not bad. What do you think, Liam?
A lot of flavor.
Not hot.
Okay. We haven't gotten hot yet.
That one felt like it went down.
Did you dab?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. That Hippy Dippy is pretty good, actually. I think that's my favorite one so far.
So far, hippy dippy. Okay.
That might be better than Texas Pete, and that's a big claim in this house, apparently.
Apparently. All right. Same question for both of you. Thoughts, tips for newbies. Good, bad, and the ugly.
For newbies.
I'll let you go first on this one.
You didn't get to answer this one on your original driver, so that's why you get to do it too.
Tips for newbies.
Newbie racers.
There's just so much to.
People on the sofa who sit there and say, "There's no way I could do that."
Oh.
You can.
Yeah, you know what? I
Just
think
do it.
tips for a newbie would just go do an autocross or an HPDE with your own vehicle. That's what I would try.
Just go do it.
Just go do it.
That's really- yeah.
They're inexpensive to do. You can use your own vehicle. Nobody really cares. They'll classify you and your car.
They're very welcoming.
Right, very welcoming. And
I mean, you can autocross for like $50.
right, it's cheap. And it's a fun day.
You can
Go out with a bud.
autocross for $50, or you could take a class on how to autocross for like $250.
Yeah. I would, and I think that would be for a newbie to get started. Yeah.
What about you, Liam? Something good, bad, and the ugly. Newbie.
The biggest advice that I could give is just go and do it. Just find something that you want to go do.
If you don't feel like driving, could you go to a Lemons race and just hang out? Say,
Oh
hey.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If you went to a Lemons race, knowing nothing, you'd still have fun.
You'd still be ahead of me.
And you know what? Everybody,
You're not supposed to.
even people just walking around,
So I'm still gonna.
can just walk up to any paddock and just start talking, and they'll welcome you.
I don't think I've met one person I haven't liked at a Lemons race. I think I've liked every single one over
Yeah,
these
you
past
can walk up
years.
to any paddock and just start a conversation.
They're just good people.
Yeah, and
Car boys and girls.
Yep.
Okay. Just ask before you try to get into the hot tub. That's all I'm saying. All right. Anything bad for newbies? Something a newbie should avoid? I got one.
Something a newbie should avoid.
I would say going to a high performance driving event or your first autocross or your first race with a serious amount of horsepower.
Yes.
You should stay in the 200 or less.
I've seen some people out there with more car than they can handle.
There's more car than most people can handle.
Yes.
We
Truly.
saw somebody.
I saw 16-year-olds with Lamborghinis.
I saw. Didn't we have a 21-year-old in like a Coney? No,
No,
Porsche,
that was
Porsche
16.
918.
918 and a P1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say no. They probably weren't 16, but they were definitely just post-teen.
At our age, they
teenagers,
look like
yeah.
they were 16.
Yeah, I mean there was way too much horsepower for them.
And I passed them in a John
Yeah.
Cooper Works Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Although
Should not happen.
It's not
For those listening at home.
It's not a matter of you're gonna look silly. Do you remember at Watkins when one of the
You can't learn.
yeah? Do you remember at Watkins when one of the trainers sat passenger seat in his car in his Mini,
Yeah.
and then the guy he was letting him drive it didn't
was
know
his
how
friend.
to drive it, his friend or whatever, and then he drove it right into a wall on like turn 7 or something.
Easy to do at Watkins.
Yeah,
All right.
And Jen almost did it.
Anything ugly for newbies? Do not.
Don't go in blind. Like if you go in like
Don't go in knowing everything.
I have a good one.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do any kind of racing, don't try to build the car yourself. Buy or purchase a car that's already done from another team, because then at least you'll have an idea of what is required already.
Anything ugly for you?
I would say no, at least know that you don't know anything going in, but also learn some of the essentials.
So we got an 18-year-old saying, know that you don't know anything. So that's important.
Yes.
For those of you playing at home, that doesn't happen very often.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing you can do is do not spend all your money. You don't know what you need yet.
Yeah. Don't go all in because you're probably gonna.
You'll spend money in the wrong spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think
You'll spend
less-
twice as much on stuff you don't even need.
Think less about horsepower and more about stopping and brakes and handling.
Yes.
Okay. Our next sauce from High River Sauces, Chiba Gold. Chiba Gold comes in
You may have to dip.
at 25,000, actually 25,300, 25,000 Scovilles, 3 times hotter than the last one.
Yeah, this is the one that I tried. This one's interesting.
No, it isn't. You tried Kalaheo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely didn't
It's
try this one.
smoky.
Smoky? Spicy? Have we hit hot yet?
It's getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a lingerer?
No, more like a punch you in the face.
Oh, okay. No, that's coming. They're coming. Don't worry.
The only reason I say that is
Wait a minute,
because
it's a slow burn.
no, I felt it instantly.
It's coming now.
Yeah, it hurts.
I don't get it yet.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
What's the point in me tapping out on the first one? I couldn't handle that one. So
To watch me
yeah,
laugh at you.
pretty much, yeah. Well, you already know. You've seen me with barbecue sauce.
Mhm.
What, where you start profusely
Remember,
sweating?
remember, this is quarantine. This is COVID.
This is
Toilet
boring.
paper is at a premium. The last thing we need is for me to be using
Burning now.
burning now. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Vicki and Liam, what was your first car? What were 2 or 3 things that were the best and 2 or 3 things that were the worst? We know what your first car is, but Liam, you've only had one car, so it's not very hard to choose.
Technically,
You've only had one car.
it's been 2.
What's that?
I didn't get to exactly daily it like I do at the 86 right now, which is pretty well known that I have that. I would assume, at least on the podcast.
We've made fun of you.
Yeah. But
Look at the right one.
but the Volkswagen before, that was
Oh, the
originally supposed to be a hand-me-down before we had a clutch that we had messed up with me learning how to drive stick, and then took it to the track after that.
I had no trouble passing you.
I was also like 15,
16.
16.
Listen. If I can't pass a 16-year-old, how bad is that? 2 or 3 things. What's the best 2 or 3 things
Touching my
about your first
wings.
car?
Is that sanitary? We're in quarantine. Get out of here. Stop touching my food.
We can run a podcast. We're not a normal family dinner. Oh, we're going for milk. First milk. You're looking at the wrong one.
I'm good.
Best 2 or 3 things, worst 2 or 3 things. First car.
I'll talk about the 86
Okay.
to keep it easy because I didn't get to drive the Volkswagen really.
Okay.
The worst things about it?
Yep.
I'm assuming you mean performance wise.
It's could be annoyances, could be anything.
Could be annoyances. The radio doesn't like to hook up to my phone. That's the really only complaint that I have about that car, honestly. And a rattle that seems to move. It rattles for like 2 days in a single spot. And I remember, oh man, why can't I remember him? Everyday Driver? Is he the one who had the FRS?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember he was talking about it as well, where it would rattle in a certain spot and then it would go away and then it would move to another spot and rattle over there.
Leave it alone.
It's a weird
Okay, what's 2 or 3 good things about it?
Good things, a lot. Basically everything about it. I think it's. I personally prefer it over the Miata that we have, not the flying Miata. Yours is just wild. Your silver Miata is insane, but the red one we have, the stock one, which is probably its closest competitor, I would assume, in our lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like it more than that because the Miata, even though it being a lot of fun, it's very floaty. At least after going from the 86 to the Miata, the 86 feels very like the suspension feels very planted. You don't feel basically any body roll. The Miata different. You do feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think now I can't say that one is faster. Oh my, I'm feeling it now. I can't say that one is faster.
The more you breathe, the more it hits.
Yeah. The more I breathe, definitely. I can't say if one's faster or not because it's really hard to tell. I think the 86 is a little faster, and they say the Miata turns a little better. Isn't that usually what they say?
It's close.
Yeah, it's really close. But I like its handling. I like its speed. I like how it's not
good first time.
It's a very good first time car. I feel like now, after driving it for a decent amount of time, I would be able to handle more power. Because when we got that car, there was, what was it? You were concerned about the 200 horsepower limit, something like that was your big thing, right?
Yep.
At the time, I thought that was kind of slow because I had driven the Audi, the Volkswagen at that point had 230 at least. So I was like, oh, well, it's going to be a downgrade. But I figured out how to be fast in a slow car because of dailying that car. I can have fun at 30 miles an hour in that car instead of, say, your BMW or the S4 that you've had in the back or in the past, where to have fun you have to be going about 80.
Not that we ever did.
No, never. Of course, we were always speeding.
Only on the track,
on the road.
Yeah.
Why do you think we're late to every limit race?
That's right. Vicki, can you remind everybody what your first car was?
Oh, this is a good one.
I believe it was a 1972 Pinto.
Okay. If you could come up with 3 things that are good about it, could you?
Yeah, if you got anything, let us know. Nostalgia counts.
It was your first car.
Yeah, it was just my first taste of freedom.
Okay.
That was about it.
Let's move on. 3 bad things about it.
Oh,
Death trap.
It ran like garbage. I actually lost the brakes and I had to ride the emergency brake all the way home.
They just slow you down.
And
you should be good at the
El
Jefe then.
Yeah, so I had to do that. It had a hole in the bottom of the floor in the back. It had more
for fishing.
Yeah, had more chicken wire than and Bondo than it had regular body.
Okay, I think we're kicking a car that's down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on.
There's so many stories about Pintos.
Adobo Loco Kolahe Kid.
Did we already have this
from Hawaii?
No.
It is.
For some reason, you're a wing ahead.
Hawaiian pepper and ghost pepper.
No, I mean in your head.
Oh, yeah.
And this one comes in at 61,000 Scovilles.
Don't expect the wing sauce. This is the one I tried now. I remember. It's interesting.
Do you get that feeling of Hawaii from it?
You get some kind of feeling. I don't know if it's from Hawaii. Hawaii reminds me of being pleasant.
That's not Hawaiian. First one. All right. Are we good?
Boy.
Good for our next one?
I feel it in the nose.
Okay.
I'm going to start running soon.
No running. I don't have a cameraman.
It's pretty good.
All right, Liam. What is one thing that no one or few people know that would surprise them about you?
I'm not sure.
Once again,
I'm not sure what your audience knows about me.
Not brought to you by Tums.
I'm not exactly sure what your audience knows about
what would
me
surprise
to the
people?
Extent. Oh, that's got a slow burn.
Yeah, that's real bad. Give me a second. Hang on. I need to think and process this pain.
There's water behind you.
Yeah.
Oh my. I was getting worried. You go first on this one.
What was the question?
One thing that would surprise people about you. Not obvious.
Oh, fuck. It's kind of tough. I feel like we're very
Yeah.
transparent people.
We are
Like
pretty-
people know us kind of just like right off face value, I'd say.
Bunch of pansies.
Oh, this is getting
This
hot.
is really
You keep looking at the wrong camera.
This is getting hot. Let me see. They don't know about me. They already know I do art. Oh, I used
Gotta be
to teach
careful around
special
the
ed
face.
children.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why you are tasked with keeping track of Alan.
Yes.
All right, Liam. Told you could have came on earlier, but no, let's do it hot wing style.
This is way better.
This is really slow.
Because like,
They're gonna kick up from
as
here
much
on.
as it hurts, there's a certain fun to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that as my surprising thing. Hot sauce.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this and I'm actually enjoying it. The hotter it's getting.
Well,
Oh,
get ready for.
I got it. A lot of people. I don't even know the unit.
This could be trouble. Come on, you started it.
I'm into film anatomy, which is completely different from everything that I do. I don't even think you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So-
On my free time, I watch dissections of like films and TV shows and things like
Whew, I was worried you were filming your anatomy. Okay,
that. Whew.
that would be bad.
It would be bad.
It would be surprising though.
It's definitely not podcast. Definitely not podcast suitable. All right, our next sauce is.
Here. I see what they mean on the show where you get that kind of feeling in your head like,
My tongue's on fire.
ooh.
It's only the tip of my tongue.
Okay, garlic reaper. 116,000 Scovilles. Contains the Carolina Reaper, brought to us by the Torchbearer sauces.
This is actually the one I was most excited for.
Really?
Yes.
Well, prepare to be excited.
Yes.
I'm glad your long-awaited anticipation is
This is
over.
a weird feeling. Like I got a whole body feeling from eating all these.
Right now, it's just sitting on the tip of my tongue.
Watch your eyes. We're starting to get hot.
Here.
How many more do we have? 3?
2.
Oh, 2 more. This is 3 left. Okay. No dip, no dab.
No, we're putting them in already.
Okay.
I like that.
I think Vicki doesn't.
I don't like that.
It doesn't really have a good taste.
Oh, just
It
wait.
did at the beginning.
Just wait.
Okay, that one. That one
Can I
went
take
right
a
to,
walk for a second?
That one went right to
No,
the back of my
What?
throat.
They're taking walks on the show?
You're strapped in. They have cameramen.
Oh, you'll hear me. Don't worry. Hang on.
That one went
Watch
right
the
to the
cord.
back of my throat.
Oh my God! It went right underneath my tongue.
Oh, don't breathe.
Hang on.
You're the one who films your anatomy.
Oh.
Oh.
Would you get back in here?
Oh my God.
Hi, what's going on?
Get back in here.
Oh.
They're supposed to watch you feel pain. All right. Easy questions from here on out. Automatic paddles or stick?
I'm giving up on eating the whole thing.
Automatic paddles or stick?
Huh?
Automatic paddles or stick?
You know the answer. Shut up. Stick.
Okay, stick.
No question.
Front wheel drive, rear wheel drive,
Rear wheel drive.
4-wheel drive. It doesn't
Rear
matter.
wheel.
Does it
Rear
matter?
wheel. No question about it.
Okay. Least favorite?
Front wheel.
Front wheel.
Boring. Understeer. Don't like it.
All right.
Oh my God.
Last one. What car got away?
Huh?
Any car that we've had, which car do you look back and say, I wish we had that back?
A Golf.
GTI.
Golf GTI.
Okay. By the way, I'll do this.
I'm on a safe by far.
And I prefer rear wheel.
Oh, the exhale.
Car that got away from me.
MR2. That's my guess.
For me?
Yeah.
See, I have three. I have the MR2. I have the Firebird, which is why I want to drive.
Well, the Firebird you can get back, right?
Which is why I want to drive.
You know where that's at still.
Yeah, I do. Which is why I want to drive the. Sorry for party car. And
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And the car that really got away, the Capri.
Yeah, that was actually the one. That was one of the two that's tied for me. The Capri pre-transmission blowing up, and
engine,
and the Mustang. I loved the Mustang.
Really?
I loved the Mustang. That was one of my favorite cars.
Wow.
Second place at least for sure.
Okay. You haven't driven the BMW yet. Okay.
I've driven it a little bit.
Everybody's been waiting. I know what this one is.
Yeah, he loves this one.
This one is the bomb. Beyond Insanity, hot sauce, nuclear weapon on the label. It's got to be good.
Does that help? Give me.
No, you got one.
You got
I
one.
do?
Yeah. Once again, not brought to you by Tom.
Oh my God. It's an interesting sensation.
I think the interesting sensations will be in a couple hours.
Oh my God.
Or less.
I'm not sleeping tonight. You know that, right?
That's why we do it on a Friday night.
Oh.
It's not Friday.
It's Friday for him. Tomorrow we're off.
Oh.
Good Friday.
Oh.
All right. Are you going to eat the wing or are we going to walk around it?
It's hot.
Did you eat it?
We didn't eat it yet. I need a second.
Did you eat it?
My legs are shaking.
You don't eat it with your legs.
My legs are like.
Really?
I don't even know why. Like that's the first time that's ever happened.
Well, let's see what the bomb does.
It's the one I was in.
Okay. This one's supposed to be the worst. Not the hottest, the worst.
Worst tasting.
Yep. It's somewhere like battery.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I can't believe I agreed.
You're the one who thought this was a great idea.
No, you posted this. They called me in. 2, 3. That sucks. Instantly, it just sucks.
So if anybody needs some bomb sauce, the
Oh,
bomb
that's
sauce,
awful.
we have
That
a
just sucks.
we have
That's
a
so bad.
we have a spare bottle if anybody needs it because apparently they're not going to eat it anymore. Oh, the bomb! I got to get you a Scoville unit. 240,000, I think it is. So,
What's that?
how we doing? Worse than you thought? Better than you thought?
I feel like I met the devil.
Do
Do you see it? Hey, come on. Do you see this?
Don't be nervous. The
Oh, that
concussions.
burns the back of your throat.
Yeah.
Why is it the tongue?
Mine hit the back.
Okay.
Ah.
While you guys are pondering this, what car would you love to switch into that we are currently racing against, and at what racetrack?
Datsun.
Datsun.
That
Oh.
Ow!
The Datsun Ow.
Green. Oh my God, I'm trying to use sign language. The green and white.
Oh, that burns.
Z. Green and white Z.
Ah.
It's just me, guys. I'm just here by myself right now. I've got the two moaners.
It hurts to breathe.
Don't breathe.
You know that little flap of skin underneath your tongue?
Oh.
It hit that.
Oh.
PG. Stay PG. I'm not good at editing video.
Oh.
The green and white Datsun Z. Is that what we're saying?
I think so.
That's it? Vicki, I know your answer. Go ahead.
Oh. Your eyes.
Oh my God.
Answer.
Uh,
I don't know why I'm saying answer.
The more you answer, the faster we get to the next one.
the one on
I don't know why, like,
race right now. Black Betty.
Really?
What'd you think?
Tatas.
Watch the eyes.
Oh, the Tatas too, but I wouldn't mind it Black Betty.
Okay. Black
Oh
Betty.
my God.
All right. I can't decide I can't decide between Black Betty and Godzilla. They both be fun. We'll get there. I have been in Godzilla car though. Okay. Dream.
Oh my God. It's still burning.
Dream car to start building a race car from.
A Miata.
Okay. Liam.
Go breathe.
What?
Don't breathe. Good suggestion. Liam. Doesn't have to be for lemons.
A 944 that wouldn't break.
Okay, something that's possible. Dream car. Doesn't have to be for lemons or Lucky Dog.
Just dream car?
Dream car to build into a race car. Cannot say Capri, even though it's a dream. Actually, that's more of a fantasy. I thought I knew for sure what you were going to do. Go ahead.
What'd you think? Because my brain is just going, ow! I can't think of anything.
86.
That would be fun. I just don't think there's any way to get an 86 down to lemons tier.
Not yet. Got time. All right, last one for this wing. Favorite?
This wing.
Favorite? I'm giving you time. I'm trying to give you guys time.
Time is bad.
Favorite?
Why are you acting like if the camera's shut off, it ends?
Favorite or least favorite track so far?
Favorites, Watkins.
Okay. Least favorite? Not bad, just least favorite.
The one I fell asleep at a lot.
New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was not a fan. It was just too small.
Okay.
NJMP
Is your favorite?
It is one of my favorites. I would have to say my other favorite is Laguna Seca.
Okay. Don't think I've ever heard those two tracks in the same sentence before, but okay.
Never forget you first. NJMP. And my least would be an NJMP, but the other track.
Lightning.
Yes.
So Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Lightning.
Not your favorite.
The Dong. Is terrible.
Terrible.
It was awful.
Awful.
I like that track. It's not bad.
Well, there's the one time you're going around the balls. We got one more before we start the next one.
What? Favorite?
Or least favorite HPDE or training event?
NJMP.
With
Hooked
on Driving.
Yes.
Was your
favorite?
Yes.
What was your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah, what was your least favorite?
I would have to say I love the Watkins Glen track, but I didn't get to.
You didn't
what? I agree. Watkins on least favorite? Least favorite. Okay.
Fun to drive, but
What was your favorite?
The one with the cones.
Alright. Signing off for the evening. Hellfires.
Fear this hot sauce.
Fear this hot sauce.
The bomb is finally starting to subside some.
Yeah, no, this one, this is gonna hurt so bad.
This one, this one is twice as hot
Oh my god.
as the bomb,
What?
but
What?
not painful.
How does that?
The bomb's supposed to be just bad.
Yeah. But like, it's
Okay.
between pain and heat.
Last dabbing? Are we last dabbing?
Not dabbing.
Not dabbing?
Nope.
No one extra little oompage?
I'm not oompaging.
No oompage? How about you? Tough guy? Bad guy?
You're lucky I can't swear now.
Are you a bad guy?
I'm a bad guy.
Are you going in for the dab or are you gonna,
No.
no? Okay.
If I make it to hot ones,
All right.
if I make it to actual hot ones, and this is video evidence, I will dab the last wing.
Okay. Well, your mother's looking to.
I'm not doing the last dab to suffer alone in quarantine all night.
Your mother's looking to clink.
Have a seizure?
She's looking to clink wings.
I think the top of my mouth is burning.
Clinking wings.
I think my stomach is actually on fire.
Clinking wings.
Last one.
I feel cold.
Like, are you really cold?
I'm starting to feel cold.
Flapping your wing.
All right. Last one.
I'm scared.
I
Fear
am too.
this.
Are you scared?
Yeah,
I'm scared.
Oh, that's right. It's called Fear This.
I'm not eating this whole thing.
It's not supposed to be that bad. I am not feeling anything yet. I don't
Get
know.
it down quick.
What?
So what's the thought? Worse? Better? Not so bad?
It's not so bad just yet.
Is it a creeper?
I don't know. My mouth is numb.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
They
any.
really should put the, like, it's hot. Oh, it's hot.
You just can't.
But
tell.
they should put the bomb last because, like,
It sucked.
My lips are on fire.
My
you,
ribs
you
are
remember
burning. My ribs are burning. My ribs are burning.
the interrogation scene in which one was
Which
Nolan movie was
Actually,
it
that's
with the
not that
Joker?
hot.
No, it's hot. It's just not pain.
It's got flavor.
What was
I think the bomb just killed everything, every taste bud that I had.
which Batman movie was it with the Joker?
There's like 4 of them.
Nolan.
Nolan. Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Remember
No,
the
Dark
scene?
Knight.
Remember the scene in there when
Dark Knight.
Batman shows up behind him and he just slams his head on the ground or on the table and he's like, "Oh, don't go for the head." Now I can't feel anything else or whatever he says. That's how I feel with the bomb. It's like I'm already
Yeah.
woozy from the bomb. Like nothing's gonna hurt.
Bombs.
Bad.
All right, we
Would you
made
just
it.
get hit with it? Yeah, that's what I've been feeling this whole time. It's really hot.
Ah,
It's really hot. It's just not like
the bomb just
you have
hits you.
little men
Is
stabbing
the bomb
your
hitting
gums.
you or the Fear
No,
This?
the bomb comes in and just bombs you. This one here is just
Clever.
this comes in and just like creeps up on you,
Yeah.
and it's another slow burn.
I can hear the shivering in your voice, and like I can tell because I have it too.
Well, we've made it to the end.
We have.
I cut it a little short. There's supposed to be one more. There's supposed to be one more spicier one, but I thought, we're still in training, so I didn't want to go for the 2 million Scovilles.
This gets a good response.
We could, maybe. If you guys want to see this again, we can do this to just about anybody. Brad's next, by the way.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
Brad like hot food?
I don't know.
I'll go against Brad.
All right, very good.
Oh, Brad.
All right, we've got 3 more questions.
Okay.
The worst or dumbest thing you have seen on the road and then on the track so far. And where we live, it's really easy to do on the road.
I really I can't say I've really seen a lot of stupid things.
Worst or dumbest.
Worst or dumbest. I haven't seen it
On the track or on the road?
on the track.
Okay. Going out on the road.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so this one's actually not. It's gone. Where'd it go? Hang on, give me a second. I gotta remember.
I think
it.
it's in here. You want to dab? You want to dab?
No, the
Let me
bomb
see. Let me
killed
see.
us.
Let me see.
You're the one who complains about everybody driving every single day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I do.
It's just I'm so numb to it now. It's everywhere. But I think somebody seeing a. I forget where I was driving to, but we were on the highway. I think we were around Delaware. Might have been on the way back.
What's the speed limit out there?
About 40 and a 65. And then there's a police officer coming up behind him. And I guess he didn't see him. And I don't understand the reasoning behind any of it. There was nobody in front of him. I was behind him, and there was a cop behind me. And the cop went into the left, went in front of me, went back into the right, got behind this guy. And we were all kind of coming up on him because he's going so slow. This guy sees the cop coming on him, goes into the left lane, again, with nobody in front of him, and just guns it to like 100.
Wow.
No idea why. Just,
He wanted a ticket.
I guess, like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me is that he was just waiting for a cop, but he just, as soon as he saw a cop, got in the other lane and just went from like 40 to 100.
Mine is just seeing everybody or anybody back up on an on-ramp.
Yeah, that's.
You can keep going straight and turn around.
Yeah, I've seen people just stop and try to back up.
All right. What about on the track?
On the track, some guy who tried to get on the
I think we might be talking about the same thing.
getting on the racetrack at the wrong exit. The wrong entrance.
Are you talking about mental at Laguna Seca?
Trying to keep it anonymous here.
No, somebody who looked like mental in our car. Liam?
Dumbest thing on the track?
Yeah.
The shakes.
I do too.
I think it would just be. I can't. Oh my god.
I know.
I can't pin like one certain instance where this has happened, but where somebody just takes a turn that's obviously like a pass that's obviously you have no time or no room to do it, and like you either crash the person you're passing.
Dive bombing?
Passing on the grass?
I've seen that.
But do you remember seeing the dive bomb of the guy that tried to cut in between two people?
Who hasn't?
Got tapped and then over. I assume everybody watching has seen that
Everybody
video
saw
because
that
it's the lemons.
Yes. We don't want to do CSI on that stuff. Okay.
No, I know, but it's just.
All right. Favorite car you've
Rough.
driven on track?
Favorite car I've driven on track.
My Miata.
What type?
I forget what it's called. ND?
B.
MB.
Fly Miata.
Yes.
Stage 2 turbo.
Just what he says.
Yep. Whose car was it?
It was his first.
And then
He couldn't fit into it because his head was too big.
my helmet.
The helmet and his shoulder pads.
Lots of my shoulder pads.
Yes,
my helmet.
he got into it and he couldn't fit it to it, so then it became mine.
You were heartbroken. Favorite car you've driven on track, Liam?
What?
Favorite car you've driven on track, Shaky Dog?
It did kind of cancel out the bomb.
Yeah. That's a weird thing. It's when you put two fires next to each other and they snuff each other out. I'm just in this weird mindset now where
You've ignored every question.
Yeah, what'd
It's
you
kind
ask?
of hard.
What'd you ask
Hard to
again?
focus.
Favorite car you've driven on track? Pretend we're recording this, people. Help me.
Might be your Miata. It's
It's
just so
so
crazy.
fun to drive.
So crazy. It's the
Alright.
closest thing I can compare to
Like a toy.
yeah.
It's a toy.
Two-part question. Last one.
It feels like you're in a Hot Wheels. Somebody just whips it at the wall.
This
Just
is the one
throws it.
I'm looking forward to. Two-part question.
You gonna pull out another wing or something?
Nope. Two-part question.
It's stuck in the back of my.
Two-part
Stuck in
question.
my brain.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Am I here? Hello?
We're listening.
We're listening.
Best driver you know.
Me.
Part one. Best driver you know.
Chris.
Okay.
I know.
If you answer the question, you can stop shaking.
You act like when this camera turns off, it's gonna stop burning. I have no memories other than like us. It's like my life starts after sitting in this chair. I have no idea of anything in my past.
Would you like a pass?
Yeah.
Okay. Second part, same question.
I don't want to be mean. And
Same question. Best driver on our team.
me.
You?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
It was me.
Well, who is it now?
Certainly ain't you. Best on our team now. I think it's a very close tie between on a good day, I might be there,
Okay.
but it's mostly you and Alan.
Okay.
You and Alan go back and forth basically every race on who's going to be faster.
Okay.
At least the races I've been awake or present for.
Okay. Miss Vicki?
I would have to say, I think Bill is leading all of us for our team. And then
Two thumbs, boy.
Alan is definitely there, but Alan gets behind the wheel and checks out. So-
His shiny, sparkly
Yes.
purple mist.
Yes. Yes. And
Alan,
I actually
Don't drive with broken wheels.
actually I think Alan could be a really great contender if we didn't have as many black flags
And broken wheels.
and broken wheels. Square wheels when we get done.
The wheel should not look like a clover leaf. when
That's
you're
the
done.
reason I took myself out of the competition.
Yeah.
For best. Because back when we first kind of started, it was relatively close
Mhm.
between all of us, but you and Alan and you have just had so much more seat time
Yeah.
in the years that we've done it.
Mhm.
But one thing that's always held me back is just red fog. And that's
You
that's
go red.
very well known.
Right. You go red. And,
Yeah,
and
I'll
that's
get-
not good. We actually, I think at one point almost had to pull you and sit you out. Actually, we did sit him out.
Which one was that?
It was one of our,
You were getting cranky because somebody passed you.
yes.
I don't
you,
think it
you
was
were,
that.
you were, yeah. You
No, the one that was bothering me was that
Oh,
It was-
guy passed me.
no, it was last stint of first race, last day.
New Jersey?
And my entire stint
Yellow.
was yellow flags.
It
And
wasn't.
every time I was getting a good lap, it would just right towards the end when I was like, all right, I'm finally going to finish out this good lap, just yellow flag every single time. And it was for about an hour. And then eventually
It
I
was.
honestly don't remember because I was very angry and that tends to happen. But
Yes.
the red fume was one of the things that would slow me down, especially because I would think I would be going very fast.
Right.
And I would just be going very slow.
You get too involved with other people.
Yeah, you get tunnel vision on the person you're trying to pass rather than apexes. That's the biggest thing.
you
That's
know
the
what?
biggest thing.
I never, ever focus on the cars or who's driving the cars. I just,
Well, it's not necessarily like
I never
We're
make that
trying
my
to.
challenge. I always focus on the track and then the cars just happen to be in my way.
well, it's not necessarily interesting conversation time. It's not necessarily I think this is actually pretty useful information because neither of you get this. I'm trying to process my words.
I
with my
wouldn't know
mouth
because you haven't
splitting.
said anything.
My brain is
This is
splitting.
an interesting
Give me a-
conversation coming that I haven't said anything about.
Oh, well, if you keep interrupting me. So you don't try to focus on the cars. It just happens. Being in such a high energy state and such a high energy area for such a long stretch of time gets very not stressful on you, but it kind of starts wearing down your like refinery almost. It's hard to explain. You would kind of, do you remember
You can't make oil anymore.
huh?
You can't make oil in the gas anymore.
What?
It says you wore down your refinery.
No,
Yeah.
refinery and like how shut up. Refined
Hot
mint.
sauce hasn't affected him.
Yes.
Not at all. Refined mint.
Are you still burning?
Huh?
Are you still burning?
I feel like my brain's just a pile of mush. In my head. So like it won't process heat anymore. So I'm just kind of dumb. But what I'm trying to get across is
It's a normal day.
my okay. You're a comic book guy.
I am.
Thor's Warrior Madness,
Yes.
where he's in
Berserker-
battle for too
Berserker
long
rage.
and he just goes insane.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to what Red Fog is. And I've talked to a few other racers who have tended to get into that. A lot of the guys that I was talking to, like I can't remember anybody in particular, but they were explaining to me how the Red Fog will kind of get into their head just because of being in such, because there's engines flying past you at all times and you're with the same, it seems like the same exact group of people just going circles and circles and circles, and you just want to best yourself and best everybody around you.
I think
It's just tough to keep yourself from getting into that big, like,
But I
wanna be
do-
the best I can be.
When I go on the track, I do know the teams that are very good. And when I do see them,
garageheroestraining@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's finishing at
when,
solid.
when I do
middle.
see them, yeah,
Dead center.
I do try to trail in behind them and watch what they do on the track. I'm actually studying their driving until I lose them.
That is-
Until they come up, until they pull away. I try to focus and try to keep up with them more so for their style than for the actual speed. And eventually they will pass, but then another team will come by and I will watch them again. The same thing.
That's something I forgot about, actually. That's something I completely forgot to mention or even bring up. That's one of the good times to look at somebody's car, actually pay attention to the people on the track, is when you don't know what you're doing.
Yep.
If you're in a situation where you're like, you lose track of your apexes, you lose track of where your car placement is, stuff like that, just keep
But
a
it's-
solid line. Find somebody and just keep their line. And then people will kind of figure out that you're following a sort of line and they'll get around you, and that'll keep you out of danger.
Right.
So one thing that you always say you don't race anybody, Vicki.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm going to be interested in is this year if we ever get out on the racetrack.
It's going to be a show to see.
When you get into the E36,
Yeah, that's going to be different.
you're going to be racing not only people behind you, but people in front of you.
Yes.
So you may change your focus.
That's something we haven't done yet. Is it? Well,
You too.
I haven't done it at least.
Yeah.
If driving that, why haven't I done it?
Because you had your head up your butt.
Probably wouldn't be best.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we made it. Thoughts on a terribly horrible idea that doing a podcast with the Hot
I'm
Wing.
physically lightheaded from this process. Like, I actually feel something off of this.
Worse than you thought? Better than you thought? Different?
Way more painful than I thought. Like, I knew it would be hot,
It's hot.
but there's a difference. I didn't know what the difference between hot and pain was.
My
Until
nose is burning, so I didn't even have to eat.
But your ears are
I would
bleeding.
say that everything was fine until
The
we
bomb.
got to the bomb.
What about the one after?
It's such a well. Actually,
You know what? Actually, the bomb was worse.
No. I think we started feeling it right about the garlic reaper.
Favorite?
Yeah,
No,
but
just
it wasn't-
because it
Yeah, but
wasn't-
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't like I could tell by you looked at me with the big bug eyes, like you looked at me like you were like, oh, this is hot, but it was still in like a playful way. And then you
yeah,
looked,
but
after
it was hot,
after
but it
the
was
bomb,
flavorful.
after the bomb, you looked at me with the same big eyes, but not in a playful way, in like a
Oh my
This
god!
I'm in pain,
hurts.
like
This hurt.
you looked at you had like a help me look in your eyes, like you were like, what did we do?
All right. Least favorite.
Least
no
favorite.
question about it.
Favorite?
Oh my god. Although I think that's designed to be its least favorite.
I think my favorite is probably the Hippy Dippy.
Yeah, the Hippy Dippy is
Hippy
my
Dippy
favorite.
was good.
Oh,
So-
even over Sriracha and Texas Pete.
Yeah,
That's
the
such a
Hippy
good
Dippy
sauce.
had a nice flavor to it.
Which number is that in the list?
That's
1, 2, 3,
4.
4 had a nice flavor, and you know what? Even the Chibo Gold wasn't too bad.
So the surprise of no
spicy.
one, Garage Heroes in Training's taste is dead center middle. We just can't help it, even when we're racing.
Dead center middle, slightly lagging.
little sometimes behind. Yeah. All right, so that's our first one, and if you guys like that one, we could do this again, except I will not do it. But thank you for listening. It will be available on YouTube if you want to watch this facial expressions. That was quite fun. If you want to subscribe, we've got our podcast sources of choice. And if you have any questions or topics that you'd like to cover, just feel free to ask us at our website, garageheroesintraining.com, or send us an email at garageheroesintraining@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, it just came back for a second wind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Are we done?
Oh,
I'm not feeling it yet.
I got some extra wing from those last ones. If you want to give it a shot,
I'm good, thanks.
I still smell the bomb.
Okay.
I still feel it in my soul.
Okay. So if you want to follow along with some of the other silliness that we do, you can watch us on Instagram or on Facebook at Garage Heroes in Training or Garage Heroes IT. And if you'd really like to help us out, it would be great if you guys could send us over a review on your podcast app of choice. Could be the Apple Podcast app or Stitcher, whatever. Google Music, I think, is the one on the Android side. And we had no guests, but we thought you'd like to do this. And then just remember, during quarantine, you get desperate, and this is what you do. So thank you, everybody.
Oh,
Bye.
I can't believe we made it. Oh my god.
Oh,
We weren't recording.
I forgot to start the recording.
You're such a liar.
Yeah.
Whoa.